Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Joe A. Sterling Gymnasium, the home of the 2023 Earl Graham Metro vs. Florida Challenge, hosted by the Apopka Blue Darters. The Earl Graham Metro vs. Florida Challenge is the event in which the Metro Conference puts its reputation on the line as the conference which plays the best quality of basketball throughout the state of Florida. At this 23rd of 26 games matches the Auburndale High School Bloodhounds against the Winter Park High School Wildcats. And now, let's meet the starting lineups. We begin with the Auburndale Bloodhounds representing the Florida contingency and the guest on the scoreboard. We begin the positions at the forward. A 6'6" senior, number 0, Joshua Clay. A sophomore, 6'0", number 1, Jordan Gunter. A junior, 6'0" guard, number 5, Dejan Barber. A 5'9" sophomore, number 12, Deshaun Johnson. A power forward, 6'4" sophomore, number 13, Derek Ramirez. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Auburndale High School Bloodhounds, a 6'4" junior, number 34, Devin McHugh. Ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for the Auburndale Bloodhounds representing the Florida contingency. And now, please turn your attention to my left, where we will announce the Winter Park High School Wildcats starting lineup representing the Metro Conference and the home team on the scoreboard. We begin at the guard position, a 6'0" junior, number 2, Hatcher Norquist. A senior, 6'3" wing, number 3, Tyler Harrington. A wing, 6'8" sophomore, number 10, Benton Welker. A senior, 6'0" wing, number 21, Robert Hayden Orsolets. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Winter Park High School Wildcats, a forward/center, a wing, 6'2" senior, number 24, Tristan Coates. The coaches for tonight's matchup: for Auburndale, in his 22nd year, Eric Robinson, and in his 7th year at the helm of the Winter Park Wildcats, Steve Coletis. All games are being live streamed on YouTube for the 2023 Earl Graham Metro vs. Florida Challenge. Simply go to our website, that's metrovsflorida.com, spelled out METROVSFL.com. Click on the schedule, click on the camera icon next to the game, and you will be able to watch your game. And now, let's play some basketball. And for those of you who are joining us online, thank you once again. We hope you enjoy our broadcast as much as we do bring it to you. I'm Neil Fisher. And we are underway. Once again, the 23rd of 26 games matching up. So we are coming down the home stretch. A 12-10 lead now for the Florida contingency. Winter Park in the white jerseys with their traditional orange numbers and names. Black trim. Scoop shot. Score the deuce for Orsolets. Auburn in their traditional black uniforms. Blue numbers with the orange trim. As we move into this 23rd game, Hand in front, the long outlet, and the easy deuce. Making the withdrawal off the pass and steal, Tristan Coates. So a 4-0 lead right off the bat for Winter Park, representing the Metro Conference. A second consecutive turnover, third consecutive possession. Sliding through the lane and dropping in the finger roll, Coates. 6-0 lead, 2 turnovers in that span. If you're new to the Metro versus Florida Challenge, first of all, it is in honor of Earl Graham. It's now a 3rd turnover. 22 teams make up the Metro Conference. Each game has 1 team from that conference. No dice on the long range by Orsolet. Can't get a second to drop. That was Coates taking the first shot, Orsolet's the second. A member of the Metro Conference takes on a non-member, a.k.a. the Florida contingency. In each game, we add up who scores the most, which side, at the end of the 26 games, 4 days, and 2 locations. We also played at Lake Highland Prep. The first day, the last 3 days, including today, has been here at Apopka. Of course, Apopka now the host school. The steal, that's a 4th steal now. At the other end, slapped away by Coates. Coates' shot slapped away. Possession does remain with Winter Park. Possession, Winter Park. And yes, possession will remain with Winter Park, so still a chance to further increase that start. No. Auburndale possession. So it is actually Auburndale's possession. My bad. At the right wing, the first shot taken by Auburndale. That was Ramirez. And the gamble on the steal by Richard. And does pay off residually. And now just as quickly, the turnover, that's going to be a foul. Got a discussion by the refs. And it will remain with Winter Park. No, actually, we'll change possession, Winter Park possession. Winter Park possession. Inbound, out of bounds. Possession remains with Winter Park. Winter Park possession. Of course, coming up next, the host school, Apopka. They will actually have 2 games. The men playing Lake Region and then the women playing Evans. And then one last game, that's Cypress Creek against Leesburg. Leesburg playing 2 games in this year's event. Foul committed by 0, Joshua Clay. That sends number 3, Tyler Harrington, to the free throw line. 7-0 lead. Make that 2 of 2 from the free throw line for Harrington, who now has 2 points. A very strong start, 8-0, but it's also been a balanced start in terms of scoring. Walker, Orsolitz, and Coates all with 2 points, along with Harrington. Back at the other end, Auburndale picks up that loose ball, creating the turnover. Of course, Auburndale under Eric Robinson now in his 22nd year. That ties him for the second longest stint at any particular school. Foul committed by number 24, Tristan Coates. That's his first, Winter Park's first. It's a non-shooting foul, of course. And Auburndale, always expected, has expectations anticipates making long runs into the postseason. They haven't quite been able to win that state championship yet. They've gone to a number of state Final Fours last year. The season ended in the round of 16, aka the Sweet 16, a 21-9 record and a 6-1 lifetime record in this event. Of course, Auburndale located in Polk County, a Class 5A District 7 member, and they are known for high-powered offense and defense. They like to create pressure through speed and pace, high pace. As another turnover, possession, Winter Park. And of course, anytime you're playing that style, that all-out, let's create pressure, let's create an increase in the pace and speed and try to make the other opponent uncomfortable and try to make them force decisions that they normally wouldn't make because of the speed. You're going to turn the ball over more than you would like, but usually it's you're forcing more turnovers than you're giving. Welker, Windex work and floats in the deuce. So now 5 players have each scored 2 points and a 10-2 lead, facilitated by 5 turnovers for Winter Park. And again, that's not a turnover, but certainly every time you got to keep stopping and inbounding the ball. Auburndale possession. That really disrupts your offensive flow. Not there, though. From downtown, Jordan Gunter. So that cuts the lead to 10-6. 10-5. So, and I know throughout the course of the games today I have been off a few times, as that's going to be short with Norchrist taking the shot. So please remember, I am looking at a scoreboard with the sun directly on it, so it's not always easy to see the numbers. Foul committed by 0, Joshua Clay, his second, Auburndale's second. So the ball will be inbounded by Norquist. Again, 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. And Auburndale now gets the turnover. Someone slapped it away at the other end. That fast pace I was telling you about, transition, no dice. Bounces off the backboard in the rim. Gunter, Winter Park getting it down just as quickly. And now they settle into the half-court offense. We've seen them do that throughout the first 4.5 minutes. And now they move inside and contact. Foul committed by number 2, Cason Richard, as his first, Auburndale's third. 3:33 remaining, first quarter. 10-5 lead for Winter Park. They scored the first 8 points. Now looking to build on that, regain that 8-point lead. That's Ryan, throws an arm, no call. Ryan with the drive in the finger roll. So lead now back up to 7, 3 possessions. Winter Park doing a nice job so far of inside-outside play. Moving that ball inside and beginning the drives from the corner, the baseline attack, and great defense. Stepping out of bounds is Richards. Possession, Winter Park. And there were 3 Winter Park players who got in the way of Ryan on that play. Richard on that play. And back we go. Winter Park with an opportunity to further increase that lead. 7 points, the largest of 8. That bounces off the rim. Strong rebound, sticking his hands out. Orsolet sets up a second attempt from Ryan. And the third rebound. Held ball. Held ball. A held ball. Possession arrow, Auburndale. So Auburndale comes up with the stop. And just as quickly, they turn it over. Winter Park possession. 2:38 first quarter. An 8-0 lead for Winter Park to start this game. And they have maintained the lead at no less than 7. 5, currently at 7. Two and a half remaining. We are live from Joe A. Sterling Gymnasium, Apopka High School. 4 games left, including this in the 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. And a hand in the way. That's Carter sticking right in, jumping right into the passing lane. So Norquist takes the ball in. He's one-on-one against Richards. Now puts it into gear. Over to Coates. He can't find the range. Strong rebounding again on the offensive end. A second attempt. A third attempt and a fourth attempt. And finally, ripping that rebound, grabbing is Devon McHugh, the 6'4" junior. And back the other way now. 1:40 remaining. 12-5 lead for Winter Park. It's been a couple minutes since anybody scored. And, of course, if you're Winter Park, that still gives you the advantage as you have the 7-point lead. The drive along the baseline, no dice. That was Scheib. That last attempt was Johnson. And at the other end, Winter Park gets that lead up to 14-5. Deuce by 21, Orsolets. And hitting the deck. Foul committed by number 21, Orsolets. That's his second team foul on Winter Park. One minute remaining. A 14-5 lead for Winter Park. They scored the first 8 games, 9 points now, their largest lead. Driving through that lane, a stop-and-go move. That was Johnson. And he can't get it too hard. Winter Park forcing him to throw his angle off. And now Winter Park going back to work, looking to increase that lead to double digits. So far, an excellent job by Winter Park, choosing his spots to run and choosing his spots to go half court. No dice. Bounces off that right side of the rim. That was Harrington. And Winter Park will maintain possession. Winter Park possession. So Coates will inbound. Finds a wide open Logan Robinson off the pass. Logan Robinson with the finger roll off the inbound pass. So lead up to 16-5, largest of the game at 11 points. 15 seconds remaining. The double team in the quarter. And possession will remain with Auburndale. But again, we've seen this throughout the first quarter. I believe it's now 4 possessions in which Auburndale has had the ball knocked out of bounds and had to reset. That certainly disrupts an offense's flow and rhythm. And now another double team on the other side. 2 seconds remaining. Splash from Cason Richard. And certainly a dominating first quarter from Winter Park. However, Auburndale gets exactly what it needs, the last word, and not just the last word, the three-pointer. Winter Park representing the Metro Conference 16. Auburndale representing the Florida Contingency 8 at the end of the first quarter. This is the 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. At this time, between quarters, we always acknowledge our sponsors, who, of course, make this event possible with their participation in partnership, providing certain resources needed to continue to run this event each and every year. Our primary sponsor, Advent Health. Our 8 Central Florida hospitals have been named as the best in the Orlando area for 13 years in a row. We care for your mind, body, and spirit while you get back to doing what you love with those you love. Visit www.besthospitalinOrlando.com to get started on your journey to wellness. Other sponsors, Elevate Orlando, Excel Speed Training, Winter Park Driving Academy, Apopka Commissioner Kyle Belker, Becker, Williams Construction and Development, Mo Money, Core Construction, Burnfat Orlando, and St. Germain Chiropractic Clinics. And we begin the second quarter. The Florida contingency with a 12-10 lead. Winter Park representing the Metro Conference in this game, a 16-8 lead over the Auburndale Bloodhounds. Who called the timeout? Winter Park calls a 30-second timeout. So just a few seconds into this second quarter, and Winter Park holding that 16-8 lead. Coach Colettis did not see something he liked. So talked about Auburndale, and of course, under Eric Robinson, they've become a state powerhouse. Their one missing line on the resume is the state championship. Looking at Winter Park, a down season for them, of course. They are also expected to anticipate making long runs into the playoffs. Last year, a very dismal 9-16 record. Off the inbound, the finger roll for Robertson. Lead back up to 10 now as we move into the second quarter. That 9-16 record, worst record in several years. And they did not get out of the district. A lifetime 6-7 record. Auburndale 6-1 in this event. As Winter Park, again, doing an excellent job of choosing its times to run. And there, that was not an issue. The issue was the pass itself. Possession, Auburndale. So Auburndale back to work. Opportunity to cut into that lead. Foul committed by number 3, Tyler Harrington. That's his first on Winter Park as well. Still an 18-8 lead. Auburndale goes back to work. Under 7 minutes, can't get the drain to drain. That was Gunter taking that shot. And so Winter Park will go back to work. Chance to get that lead up to 12, which would be the largest of the ball game. Winter Park driving that lane out to the corner. Off the rim, rolls. That's Harrington and Auburndale. Dodges the bullet of falling more than 10 points behind. At the other end, contact on the drive. Player control foul, number 0, Joshua Clay. That's third foul. First team foul on Auburndale. It's also a turnover, perhaps more importantly, and now the opportunity again for Winter Park to get that lead over 10 points. The drive on that right side, sweeps through, doing Windex work. Windex work. And going bank is Welker. So Welker now with 6 points. He's the leading scorer in total. And that goes out of bounds. It'll be Winter Park possession. Winter Park possession. (20-8) lead for Winter Park, and they continue with the opportunities to keep extending that lead. Who scored that? So the lead now up to 22-8, and Coach Robinson has seen enough. Winter Park representing the Metro Conference out to an 8-0 lead, and they've continued to build on that lead. 5:27 remaining in the second quarter. The 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge from Joe A. Sterling Gymnasium and Apopka High School. Once again, we would like to acknowledge our sponsors and thank them. Of course, we could not run this event without their partnership as well as their participation. Not only run the event, but of course, be able to grow it. Our primary sponsor, Advent Health. Other sponsors, Elevate Orlando, Excel Speed Training, Winter Park Driving Academy, Apopka Commissioner Kyle Becker, Williams Construction and Development, Mo Money, Core Construction, Burn Fat Orlando, and St. Germain Chiropractic Clinics. And once again, we thank you for spending a part of your holiday weekend here for the 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. So Auburndale with possession. They move that ball back in to play. 5.5, second quarter. Back the other way we go. Winter Park has really controlled this. It's almost, I'd say, borderline domination. Of course, thank you for joining us today. I'm Neil Fisher. Splash from Orsolitz. So Orsolitz now with 6 points. Actually 9 points, excuse me. And not able to get that lead more, but still a 17-point lead here early as we approach midway in the second quarter. And again, Winter Park choosing its spots to run very wisely. A third offensive rebound. Second chance points for Welker. So possession will now be with Auburndale. Timeout called. So inbound for Winter Park, and they're going for that quick attempt. Offline, though, out of bounds. That will be a turnover. Auburndale possession. Again, 27-10. Winter Park scoring the first 8 points, and they have steadily increased that lead since then. So Auburndale certainly has taken Winter Park's best punch. Into the corner. A 12-10 lead now for the Florida contingency from that left wing, sliding off the back of the rim. And tracking down that long rebound is Richard. And despite the best effort, still a 15-point lead. Winter Park going back to work. Hand touching the ball by Carter, but unable to keep it in bounds. Possession, Winter Park. .222 remaining, still a 15-point lead for Winter Park, who scored the first 8 points. Winter Park looking to rebound from an un-Winter Park-like 9-16 record. And there's contact. That was Carter on the drive, and he will also commit the foul. It's a turnover. Foul committed on number 10, Carter, his first, team second. And the beautiful baseline pass. Good defense, though, even better defense. .130 remaining, a 15-point lead for Winter Park. We've gone about 2.5 minutes without scoring, a rather long drought. And that comes to an end. Drain the rain, Norquest. Back at the other end now, an 18-point deficit being faced by Auburndale. And a chance for Winter Park to further increase that lead with the foul. Foul committed by number 10, Cornell Carter, as his second 13th foul on Auburndale. Right before halftime, 1:02 remaining. As now Winter Park looking to get that lead over 20 points. And I don't think the fact that Winter Park is in the lead is a surprise. Leading by 18 points and just dominating the game is the surprise. As now an over and back. Back inside, beautiful passing underneath. Ball does not drop for Robertson, but the third attempt. That three. Put back by number 3, Harrington. So now we're getting at the end of the second quarter. Auburndale needing points to really be able to go into halftime with some momentum, just to be able to stop this flow of Winter Park domination. Foul committed by number 3, Tyler Harrington. That's his third, Winter Park's third. Eight straight points started this game for Winter Park. And they have rolled since then. And that's just going to further add to the ills of Auburndale. They do catch the break there. Sharp hands, quick hands, rejected, slapped away by Waters. And now 7 seconds remaining, the quick outlet. Score the jumper for Coates. And so Coach Robinson or any of the players on Auburndale cannot be happy with that performance. A 34-12 lead for Winter Park at halftime, representing the Metro Conference over the Auburndale Bloodhounds, representing the Florida contingency. 8 straight points put them in the lead, and Winter Park continued to roll in that first half. This is the 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. We'll be back for the second half. Once again, this is the 2023 Eurogram Metro versus Florida Challenge. We begin our second half. Fourth game today, 22nd, 23rd out of 26 total. Representing the Metro Conference, the Winter Park Wildcats, 34. The Auburndale Bloodhounds, 12, representing the Florida contingency. Off. I don't know why it didn't do it for this. So back to live action we are. Dominating performance in that first half by Winter Park. They scored the first 8 points, lead now 22 at halftime. Foul committed by number 1, Jordan Gunter. That's his first, Auburndale's first. And just that quickly, a turnover on the foul. Foul committed by number 3, Tyler Harrington. That's his fourth. First team foul on Winter Park. And so Harrington has to come out with those 4 fouls as Will Ryan replacing him. So first minute of the second half, Winter Park, again, a dominating performance. They came out scoring the first 8 points, caused 5 turnovers, and that's really taking a page out of the Auburndale Bloodhounds playbook. They're known for creating those turnovers with a fast pace, trying to create indecision in the decision-making process among their opponents. Winter Park would have none of it. Tapped away by Christmas on the inbound pass. Scoring the deuce off the seal, Orsolets. And yes, excuse me, that was Orsolets, number 21. First points of the second half. A 36-12 lead now. Lead up to 24. First minute of the second half. From the right corner, drain the rain, Dijon Barber. Leads still at 19 points. And meanwhile, Auburndale brings that ball down. Chance to get the lead down under 20. Foul committed by number 1, Jordan Gunter. That's his second team foul on Auburndale. So Winter Park back to work. 21-point lead, and I know I keep saying it, but to be honest, there's not really much else to talk about other than that 8-0 lead starting this game. And from there, it's just been a dominating performance steadily built on by Winter Park, and there's an example of that, although the shot does not go. Domination in every category The second chance point by Robert Orsolitz. So Orsolitz up to 13 points now. 5.5, third quarter. And Winter Park on the run again. Nice passing into the corner. That was Norquist unable to drop the tray. And if you coach Coletis, even though you didn't make that field goal, you still got to be happy your team is getting some really good looks at the basket, and they're doing it consistently. Foul committed by number 21, Orsolitz. That's his second. Winter Park, 2 team fouls. At the free throw line, number 12, Deshaun Johnson. So stick around. We still have 3 more games after this one as we wrap up the 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. The host school, Apopka, will be taking on Lake Region, and that's got a great backstory. Of course, Coach Scott Williams, now the head man at Apopka, his coach Mount Dora led him to the 1997 Class 4A state championship. Foul committed by number 22, Remington Ferrer. At the free throw line, at the free throw line, Deshaun Johnson, number 12. That's the first foul on Ferrer, third team foul on Winter Park. So after leaving Mount Dora, winning the state championship, Coach Williams then went to Lake Region. Again, the team they're scheduled to play. Lake Region now coached by one of his mentees. Who called it? Full timeout called by Auburndale. So a great backstory in that one. In the meantime, 38-16, Winter Park leading, representing the Metro Conference, leading Auburndale by 22 points. This is the 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. Once again, we take this time to acknowledge our sponsors. Of course, without our sponsors, this event would not be able to run. Our primary sponsors, Advent Health, with other sponsors, Elevate Orlando, Excel Speed Training, Winter Park Driving Academy, Apopka Commissioner Kyle Becker, Williams Construction and Development, Mo Money, Core Construction, Burn Fat Orlando, and St. Germain Chiropractic Clinics. Stick around after this game, approximately 15 minutes after the conclusion. The host school, Apopka Blue Darters, take on Lake Region Thunder. So back to work we go. Auburndale, the launch, no dice. And once again, Winter Park just so much more energetic, getting after those 50-50 balls. Haven't talked about that, but that's another stat that they have really dominated this game. And now we get a stoppage, as Orsolitz, 13 points, leading scorer, cleans up some water on the floor in the paint, and now he takes the ball from the ref. Auburndale going to a full court trap, pays off. The interception, the quick pass, but just as quickly whacked away by Orsolitz. So Orsolitz showing off his defensive wares as well as his offensive side. And at the other end, that's Clay. He got a hand on the ball, but there is a foul. And the foul is on Clay. Foul committed by number 0, Joshua Clay. That is his 4th foul. At the free throw line is Norquist. 4.5 remaining, third quarter. 3 team fouls now committed by Auburndale. and unable to get any of the either free throws. Still a 22-point lead for Winter Park. They've dominated this game, and really every statistic or category, however you want to look at it. Of course, the one that matters, first and foremost, or above all else, is the 38-16 lead. And now Winter Park on the run again. Bad pass, intercepted by Barber, doing a nice job of clogging up that lane, getting in the way. And at the other end, the result will be a foul and trip to the free throw line. So Gunter go to the free throw line. Try to cut into that 21-point lead. Foul committed by number 21, Robert Orsolitz. That's his third foul at the free throw line. Number 1, Jordan Gunter. Auburndale will be in bonus the rest of the quarter. The FHSAA making a rule change. It's now 5 fouls per period for the bonus. And so both free throws go down for Gunter, and that does get the lead back down to 20. So if you're new to the Eurogram Metro versus Florida Challenge, it's based on the ACC versus Big Ten Challenge. As Ferrer battling underneath the boards, he will not get credit. Out of bounds? No foul? No foul, just a turnover. I believe Ferrer, jump ball, held possession. At the other end, the 10-foot J, no dice for Gunter. Too much heat on that, and ripping the rebound down is Norquist. And now Winter Park crosses midcourt. Down to 18 points now, as actually the closest it's been in the second half. So still a lot of comfortability for Winter Park. Now an opportunity to score on 2 consecutive possessions for Auburndale, doing nice work on defense. And a timeout called. 30-second timeout called by Auburndale. Drain the rain, Jordan Gunter. So lead now down to 15. It was 22. Just about a minute and a half. Winter Park still in the lead. And now an opportunity again on the steal. No dice, but bringing down that rebound is Carter. Back out to the top of the key. Rotated down to the right corner. From downtown, Jordan Gunter. And so now Auburndale starting to find its game. The transition opportunities, a couple of trays from Gunter, and what was a 22-point lead has been narrowed down to 12 very quickly in about 2 minutes. Winter Park now slowing down the pace. Beautiful passing in the open lane. +1 floating in the deuce. Coates, he'll go to the line. Foul committed by number 13, Derek Ramirez. That's his first. That will send number 24, Tristan Coates, to the line. Basket good, +1. Both teams in bonus. and complete the three-point play. So just as quickly as that lead was cut down all the way to 12 points, it's now back up to 15, and a very spectacular way to do it on that three-point play. Certainly flexing some power. Winter Park. 2:10 remaining. .22 teams make up the Metro Conference, all are public high schools, as Coates snags that interception, no points. And Auburndale dodges the proverbial bullet. They'll go back to work. Again, looking to cut down that 15-point lead just as quickly. Winter Park, they go back to the long pass, and the easy deuce, making the withdrawal, is Coates. Making the withdrawal, Tristan Coates off the steal in the long pass. So now the lead back up to 17. 5 consecutive by Winter Park. 22 teams in the Metro Conference. All are public high schools. All are located in Orange County. Each game a member of the Metro Conference takes on a non-member, a.k.a. the Florida contingency. Add up the victories and see which side has the most at the end of these 26 games. Only 3 more remaining at the end of this game. Foul committed by number 34, Devin McHugh. That sends number 2, Hatcher Norquist, to the free throw line. Both teams in bonus. Right now a 12-8 lead, or excuse me, a 12-10 lead in the Metro versus Florida Challenge. The Florida contingency has led from the beginning. They won 6 of the first 7 games. Foul committed by number 10, Benton Welker. And so now a 17-point lead. One 1:18 remaining. At the free throw line, number 34, Devin McHugh. As we get a substitution. Ripping down the rebound. That was Duncan, and still a third opportunity now on the turnover. Drain the rain, Cason Richard. So lead down to 14, and we've seen this over the last couple of minutes as ebbing and flowing. What was a 20-plus point lead is now being operated between 12 and 15. Foul committed by number 1, Will Ryan. That's his first. Both teams in bonus, but that is a non-shooting foul. So it is a turnover. Possession back to Auburndale. 14-point lead. Chance to get the lead down to 12. 11 if they get the tray. And they will try for that tray. It's short. Gunter, they continue to launch, put up those trays. Inside, that's Duncan. Too much heat as it rolls off. Another turnover. This time, Gunter snagging that rebound. And now a stoppage to wipe off some water. 34.4 seconds remaining, third quarter. Winter Park has led from the beginning. They scored the first 8 points, 5 turnovers during that stretch. Lead got as big as 24. It is now a 14-point lead, and it was 24 points midway through the third quarter. Since about 2.5 minutes, it's been between 12 and 17. As Gunter drives that lane, baseline attack does not result. Too much heat, and falls off the rim at the other end. The long pass and the tip in. Second chance points for Benton Welker. And lead back up to 16 now. 10 seconds remaining. Auburndale looking to get some points before the end of the quarter. And they will not be able to. It's a turnover. Now it's Winter Park. So best possible situation for Winter Park. 5, 4, 3. Back out to the left corner with Gunter, with Norquist. Rims in and out. Nonetheless, 4 consecutive points gets that lead up to 16. What was 22 has been shrunk, but 16 certainly feeling a lot better than 12. 45-29, Winter Park representing the Metro Conference over Auburndale representing the Florida contingency. This is the 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge from Joe A. Sterling's Gymnasium in Apopka High School. As we get ready to start the fourth quarter, a quick reminder, we still have 3 more games remaining. This is the 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. The 3 other games are host school Apopka taking on Lake Region, that is the men's, and then Apopka will take on Evans, that is the women's, and then Cypress Creek will take on Leesburg to close out this year's challenge. Also want to send a reminder and acknowledge our sponsorships, their partnership and participation, making this event possible. Our primary sponsors, Advent Health. We are also sponsored by Elevate Orlando, Excel Spring Training, Winter Park Driving Academy, Apopka Commissioner Kyle Becker, Williams Construction and Development, More Money, Core Construction, Burn Fat Orlando, and St. Germain Chiropractic Clinics. Your score as the fourth quarter starts, we're representing the Metro Conference, the Winter Park Wildcats 45. We're representing the Florida contingency, the Auburndale Bloodhounds 29. And so we are off with the fourth quarter, a 16-point lead. Winter Park scoring the first 8 points, 5 turnovers in this stretch from Auburndale. Turned into that 8-0 lead, and they have led by as many as 24. And as I just said, the lead now 16. Orsolitz, your leading scorer, he just took that shot. Excuse me, that was Coates. Meanwhile, at the other end, Auburndale trying to get that transition game going. They had a spurt of about 2.5 minutes, which allowed them to cut that lead from 24 to 12. But other than that, Winter Park has kept that traditional style of Auburndale, that fast pace up and down the court, create indecision and hesitation in your opponent's decision-making at bay. As Coates finds the range. Splash for Tristan Coates. And the lead just that quickly back up to 19, 48-29 as we drop under 7 minutes remaining. Winter Park looking to rebound from an un-Winter Park-like record of 9-16. They have a lifetime record of 6-7 at this event. Who scored that? Driving through the lane in the finger roll, Derek Ramirez. On the other hand, Auburndale looking to continue its trend of long runs into the postseason. They were 21-9 and made it to the round of 16, or for the Sweet 16 in Class 5A. And a 6-1 lifetime record. Of course, Eric Robinson has been at the helm for 22 years. He's built the program into a perennial state championship contender. As at the other end, Tyler Harrington drains the rain. So that exchange goes in favor of Winter Park as the lead now goes back to 20. And one of the things that he hasn't had to do it often, but maybe a handful of times, Eric Robinson has had to take a young, inexperienced team. Transition opportunity, score the deuce. No basket, no basket. Correction, basket does count. However, a technical foul, right? Technical foul called on number 10, Benton Welker. That is Welker's second personal foul. Taking the technicals, number 1, Jordan Gunter. So as I was saying, Coach Robinson, not having to do it often, but he has to take a young and experienced team and get them and go through the process of turning them into a state championship contender. So again, first game of the season, while Auburndale is taking it on the chin, that don't disclude Coach Robinson and his ability to get this team at the end of the season into the postseason and winning in those postseason. Both free throws good for Gunter, so that will cut the lead back under 20 down to 18, 5:44 remaining. And, of course, when you have a technical, you also get possession of the ball after the free throws. Another foul on the inbound pass. Foul committed by number 2, Hatcher Norquist, as the second on Winter Park. Auburndale possession. So back to action, Auburndale. Nice, beautiful pass. Float in the deuce for Clay. Joshua Clay with the finger roll off the pass. So now Auburndale continues in that full court trap. They have seen some success, but they haven't been able to get over the 12-point deficit hump. Making the withdrawal from the bank, Welker. So 3 players down, double digits for Winter Park. They're led by Orselet with 13 and Welker and Harrington with 12. Who scored? Score the deuce, number 13, Derek Ramirez. At the other end, stop, pop, no drop for Harrington, clearing the rebound is Johnson, and Auburndale go back to work. Again, lead has been between now 13, 12, and 20 for most of the second half. At the other end, the foul on the drive as Jordan Gunter committing the foul. Foul committed by number 1, Jordan Gunter. That sends number 3, Tyler Harrington, to the free throw lane. First team foul on Auburndale. So 1 of 2 free throws drops, lead up to 19 as we approach 4 minutes, fourth quarter. And stick around, interesting storyline. The Popka Blue Darters, the host school, will take on Lake Region Thunder in the next game. That will start approximately 15 minutes after our game. At the other end, the rejection. That was Orselet trying to go, and Auburndale on a semi-transition. Not quite at full speed, but get that ball down quickly. They'll reset at the top of the key. That's Barber one-on-one with Orselet. So the story in that game, Apopka versus Lake Region, of course, is the second stop that Coach Williams made was at Lake Region. So he's taking on his former school. He's taking on his former school, as well as a number of the coaches on that staff who were his mentees. As we now drop to 3.5 minutes remaining. So Winter Park, not in any hurry to take a shot. Of course, no reason to with the 19-point lead. 8-0 start for Winter Park, 5 turnovers created, and they've built that lead to as many as 24. They've really controlled this game. First half they dominated, not quite to the same extent in the second half, but still they've done enough to keep that lead at no less than 12. They scored the deuce off the bank for Clay. A beautiful pass there, setting him up. Making the withdrawal from the bank, number 0, Joshua Clay. Full timeout called by Auburndale. And as we approach the end of this game, which is the 23rd of 26, making up the 2023 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge, want to take one look again at our sponsorships. Of course, we do this during every break because of their importance. We could not put on this event, let alone see it grow to the extent it has, which is 26 games, 4 days, and 2 locations, without our sponsors' participation and partnership. Primary sponsor, Advent Health. Other sponsors, Elevate Orlando, Excel Speed Training, Winter Park Driving Academy, Apopka Commissioner Kyle Becker, Williams Construction in Development, More Money, Core Construction, St. Germain Chiropractic Clinics, and Burn Fat Orlando. So a 17-point lead now for Winter Park. And really, we've reached the point that Auburndale is going to have to change just how they played this whole game if they're going to make any type of run towards winning this ball game. And now the lead up to 19. Score the deuce off the backboard. Johnson makes the withdrawal from the bank. So now, as I see several subs getting ready to come in for Winter Park, it's really a matter of what the final margin of victory is going to be. Auburndale is caught off the dogs. And the Florida contingency will be cut to 12-11 with 3 games remaining after taking a 6-1 lead on opening day. .140 remaining. No dice. And that is Coates doing Windex work. And he draws the foul. 135 remaining. Foul committed by number 1, Jordan Gunter. That sends number 24, Tristan Coates, to the free throw line. Second team foul on Auburndale. Technical on both? Yep. Technical fouls have been called on 2 players, number 24, Tristan Coates, and number 1, Jordan Gunter. Free throws will be attempted at both sides of the court. So technical fouls on both sides. That'll stop the clock at 1:34. And that's an 18-point lead now. And we will go back to the other end. Okay, we will not. I thought we. So no free throws for Auburndale. They do try the three, though. That does not drop. A minute 15 remaining. From the right wing. Drain the rain for Devin Scheib. Scheib gets on the scoreboard. And now we're under a minute. And Winter Park is looking to get out of this game without any injuries. 16-point lead. .2 seconds remaining now. Foul committed by number 33, Logan Robertson. That is his first. Auburndale will be in bonus the rest of the game. Not that it matters. Can you do me a favor and ask the coach who he wants for the MVP? And that is going to do it for the 23rd of 26 games. Winter Park, a dominating victory. Their final score is going to be 60-44. They took an 8-0 lead. Harrington and Orsolitz have 13 points each. 8-0 lead for Winter Park. Out of the gate, 5 turnovers facilitating that lead. They got the lead up to as many as... They got the lead up to many as 22 in the second half before settling for that 16-point lead. And not quite as dominating in that second half as the first, but nonetheless enough to keep the lead to no less than 12. And that cuts the Florida contingency lead to 12-11. Stick around as we now present the Earl Graham Most Valuable Player. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we do ask that you please turn your attention to center court, where Jay Graham will present the Most Valuable Player Award with bearing his father's name. And this game began with an 8-0 run by the Winter Park Wildcats. They never looked trailed in this game, and at the center of that run, which produced 5 turnovers, and also adding 13 points himself, coming up with at least 8 rebounds, number 21, Robert Hayden Orsolitz. Congratulations to Robert Orsolitz. Once again, your final score representing the Metro Conference, the Winter Park Wildcats 60, the Auburndale Bloodhounds representing the